So I just recorded 2 different videos. I'm sorry for the eyes going up thing, that's me thinking. And it didn't work because this camera or the SD card or whatever is apparently broken, even though I've only used it once. So all the files are corrupted, and I don't know what to do about that. I am now using my laptop's camera. I'm worried about the quality, and if you could even hear me. But I will attempt to re-record the videos if this works out, because this is honestly me explaining what happened and my test to see if this is going to work or not. Hey YouTube, thankfully it does seem like it's going to work, and actually the audio sounds better than on that camera. I don't know, it was a cheap camera, but I guess I got what I paid for. So the videos, which was really just one video with multiple clips that I had recorded and lost, was just me telling some stories, because I've not worked on the Make Me series. I hope to get the first video, maybe the first 2 videos out within this coming up week. This was just some stories of my experiences. They are all LGBT related stories, but I want to stress that this channel is not entirely LGBT centric, you know? There it goes again with the eyes. Well, anyway, so I'm going to retell those stories. The first story was of, I'm an education major. I will be teaching English in a couple of years, so yay. But I am in an adolescent development class this semester, and the girl who sits next to me, we were discussing as a whole class, not just with her, how Disney propagates gender roles, and if that's a bad thing, is it problematic, what they're doing. And someone in the class had mentioned how Disney has commented, and I don't know, maybe they're wrong, but I've heard a lot of rumors that Elsa will be the first lesbian Disney princess, and that's great. I'm like, whoa, thanks. Anyway, the person who sits next to me, I won't say names, but she commented, and I'm paraphrasing, but she said this, that she thinks it's great that we are getting in media. She just wants us to stay out of her media, like the established media, and we need to get our own. And I'm just like, wow, thanks. Anyway, so I'm not like out, you know, but I'm getting there, and so I needed to really think of how to comment on this. And so I said, well, I just want to know what that person thought about Dumbledore, because of the whole announcement that J.K. Rowling made way after the fact that, oh, Dumbledore was actually gay, which is alright. Like, whatever. But I know a lot of people were ooh about it. Yeah? So her response, though, was, who's Dumbledore? I'm like, okay then. Just okay. Okay. I couldn't explain without, it was in the middle of class. You don't want like that extensive of a conversation to figure out why she didn't know. But one thing that was just ironically, not funny, but it amused me slightly. I guess she's black, and she was advocating for segregation, wanting us to get our own media and stay out of the normal media. Oh no. And so I just thought I would share that story with you. It's both disappointing and amusing in my mind, which a lot of these stories are. And I don't know, if you have any comments on it, feel free to leave them. I will, especially since I don't expect anyone to watch this or comment. I will definitely reply if anyone does. And I'll get to story number 2 in a minute. Thanks. So, story number 2. Much more of a gray area than story number 1. Because story number 1, I don't know how you could agree with it and have a head-on straight, you know? But story number 2. I've got this friend. good friend, so I don't want to be too judgy with her or put her on the spot. I'm not trying to like throw shade, but oh my god, street talk. So I met her at orientation for my when I first came to this university, and she had thought, just a bit of a backstory, that I was chasing her, like I was pursuing a relationship with her. So she tells me just point blank that she plays for the other team and would not date a guy. And I mean, I was not out to a single person at that point, but I was like, okay, that's cool. And to kind of alleviate the part of her brain that was like, this guy's after me, what do I do? Because, yeah, you don't want to have any doubts about someone's intentions. I kind of heavily alluded to the fact that she shouldn't worry. And that was my sly way of, I don't know, that was more like a wave, whatever, of letting her know that it's fine, whatever. So, anyway, so we've become very good friends, at least in my mind, for a while there. And then the semester got busy and we hung out a bit less. But, so we were talking one day and she said that she would never date a trans person. And I'm not like one of those people who just right away, ooh, what do you say? No. So I had some questions for her, though, as to why she had that stance. And I mean, I know it's a very controversial stance to have and a controversial thing to get hashtag triggered over. But so I asked a lot, and I ended up asking her, because I was trying to get a very clear answer, like what was it she had an issue with? Because I know at the end of the day, even if she's my friend, even if she's part of the LGBT community, I do want to know, regardless of what you are, what parts you have an issue with so we can talk about it. So I put up a hypothetical that, okay, she's dating this girl and they've been together for a while and she hasn't been able to tell that she was trans because she'd already got all the operations done. And then one day she's like, I gotta tell you something, this is, and I know that's a different problem, possibly because that's deceiving her, because they would have to have been decently far in, but say that happened. So what would it be? She said that she would not be okay with dating a trans person, even if she couldn't tell that they were trans. And I'm just like, but why? Please justify that for me. I need to know. She wasn't able to. I mean, I acted like her explanation was sufficient, but it wasn't. What she had said was, I don't know, I guess I just prefer them natural. And I'm like, if I wasn't as nice of a person. Anyway, so just like the last story, go ahead and feel free to leave comments if you feel like the need to comment on anyone. In this one's case, remember, she means well. She's a great person, and it's okay. I was honestly more hurt by her and this story than the first one, but that was probably because, like, this person was my friend, and I kind of opened up to them, and then slap in the face, whatever. I never even, I don't keep receipts. I didn't revisit and tell her. I mean, I'm sure I will at some point if we hang out again. Like I said, extremely busy. So story number 3. Story number 3, I wasn't upset by in the slightest. So we're getting kind of a gradient tone here from the starkly wrong, controversial, but and then I'm amused. I'm very amused. So my RA, which is a residential assistant at my university, she lives on the same floor in the dorm as me and other people. I actually live on the medical floor, which is because I needed a handicap room. I will tell you the story of my disability, I promise, when I get to the Meet Me series, but not right now. So I ended up on the medical floor despite being an education major. And my RA knows that, like, I came out to her because I don't know why. It was like, I was doing good, you know. Since deciding to start transition at New Year's, I was doing good, and I was like, it's okay, it's time to tell people, and I just was telling people who, oh, maybe I shouldn't have told people so much so fast, but no one ever made a big deal about it, you know? So anyway, she was told. That's the whole point. And so RAs make these billboard, bulletin board, poster things in the hallways. Well, the one from my floor is way down at the opposite end of the hallway. I got the closest one to the elevator, probably because it's the handicap room, but I'm never down by the billboard, bulletin board thing. And so the one that she put up for this semester was a resident's name, emoji, and a blank box. The emoji was gendered. It was either a queen or a king. And the blank box was, if I understand it right, you're supposed to write in the blank box why it is you roll as a different way to introduce yourself, or maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm not wrong about the whole emoji thing. Well, I ended up getting Subway one day, and I don't want to leave the trash in my room, so I eat down by the tables, which are way at the end of the hall. And I noticed it, and I'm like, oh, cool. And I scan through looking for, and I'm not there. So I'm like, what? And obviously I'm thinking that I missed something because, whatever, I'm not the most observant. I look through again, and this time I'm more sure that I'm just not there. And that was so amusing to me, because it's not like I was just not included, which I guess it is. I was not included, but it's better than if I would have been given the king emoji. Yeah, so at least in my mind, the difference has been brought to attention, which is so much better than trying to borrow some language from, I don't know, SJWs, I guess. I don't want to throw anything to them or take anything, whatever, that I wasn't being shoved into the box that they thought fit me. But no, I wasn't included in the billboard, and I have very vague memories of discussing, because she had asked, I don't know if it was specifically about that billboard, my RA, she had asked, like, if she did anything that was basically that was gendered, what I would prefer, and I said, well, I'm not very far along, so you just do whatever you want, and I will be ready to answer people's questions if questions are had. So I guess what she wanted was for me not to be there as well. But anyway, I'm not mad in the slightest. Otherwise I would have complained and I would have been put up there, whatever. I don't want to make a big deal, and I'm not upset. I'm just very amused. And I have a habit. I like to give people a hard time. It's all in good spirits, but so I went to dinner with a friend of mine from the floor. I say friend, but I don't know their name. But I've got a lot of friends like that. I just never caught names. I'll just recognize them and be like, well, hey. And we just, it was brought up, the whole billboard, bulletin board, of me not being their thing. Because this friend, honestly, it's more of an acquaintance. But, I just said it's, but I didn't mean it like that. I meant it as in the relationship, not it for the person. I had just come out to her because she was wondering, because it was Trans Day of Awareness, and not awareness, visibility, and she had seen me in full-on girl mode and was wondering. So I'm not hiding it. I'm going to tell her. I told her. And so we discussed the bulletin board, and she's like, well, why couldn't they just put a scepter or a crown or a throne, and it would have been fine. I'm like, well, actually, I'm not an object, so there's that. And I was so not serious, but it's so fun. It should have been pointed out, but I was sassy about it. Okay. Now, so that was story number 3, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments on any of them, if you have similar experiences, or if you disagree with my views on it, whatever, just tell me and we'll talk. Until next time, make good choices and keep good company. See you later.